Archangel Michael says, a powerful emotional current is moving through the heart of someone who has held back for far too long. Today, a wave of clarity hit them so deeply that they were left breathless, realizing how deeply they truly feel about you. Something they once dismissed as just a connection now feels like something impossible to live without. They are sitting in silence, holding their phone, typing and deleting messages, fighting the pull of reaching out to you. Their mind is racing, and their chest tightens with every memory that floats back, your laugh, your eyes, your silence when you were hurting. What they didn't know then is that they were falling, so slowly that they never noticed until today, when the truth came crashing in. They saw something today that made them pause, a reminder of you so vivid that it was as if the universe whispered your name into their soul. It may have been a scent in the air, a familiar sound, or a stranger's words, but it hit like lightning. And they realized, not only do they feel something for you, they feel everything. This isn't just about attraction or admiration. This is about comfort, safety, depth, and the rare kind of love that feels like it was written into the threads of time. Today, this person finally faced their heart, and your name is the only thing echoing inside. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They tried to distract themselves from you, they really did. They threw themselves into work, into conversations with others, even into forced laughter, hoping time would erase you. But nothing helped, because you are not something to be erased, you are something to be honored. You changed them. And they didn't even notice how much until someone mentioned you casually and they nearly choked on the wave of emotion it caused. Their reaction wasn't calm, it was overwhelming. Because they have fallen deeper than they ever thought possible. The silence between you is not silence to them. It's a storm. It's every word they never said building pressure in their chest until they feel like they'll burst. Today, they almost confessed to someone how they really feel about you, but fear locked their throat. Archangel Michael says, you have stirred a kind of love in this person that refuses to be buried. It's not just that they miss you. It's that they finally understand why no one else could ever compare. Type Amen to get blessing 774. They scroll through your pictures, wondering if you knew what you were doing when you smiled like that. Wondering if you felt the same intense energy between you that they're feeling now. Wondering if you ever thought about them at all once you walked away. Their dreams have started changing. You're appearing in them again, not as a memory, but as a vivid presence, saying things they wished to hear, asking things they wished they could answer. The line between dream and reality is blurring because their feelings have reached a new intensity. They asked a friend for advice without saying your name, but that friend instantly knew who they were talking about. That's how transparent their heart has become. Even the people around them feel the shift. They're preparing something. A message. A call. A decision. And though they fear your response, they fear more what will happen if they don't speak their truth now. Type Amen to get blessing 928. They didn't expect to still love you like this. Time was supposed to heal, distance was supposed to numb, but neither worked. You have lived inside their heart like a flame that refused to die, even in the coldest months. Today, They were confronted by something that forced them to admit they were in love with you. It wasn't dramatic, it was quiet, like a breath held too long finally exhaled. And when it happened, it brought tears to their eyes. They don't know how you'll respond, and that terrifies them. But what's more terrifying is the thought of never knowing what could have been between you. They're realizing this love story is incomplete, and they want to finish it. Archangel Michael says, you may feel them in the air, in the way your heart twitches at random moments. That's not coincidence. That's their energy reaching for you. Type Amen to get blessing 1024. They're going over the last words you said. They're replaying the moment their pride or fear caused them to push you away. And now they're whispering apologies into the silence, hoping the universe delivers them to you. They feel your absence in ways they can't explain. Like walking into a room and forgetting what they came for, but knowing it was something important. You are that something important. They can't sleep. Every quiet hour feels like a punishment because that's when their heart shouts the loudest. Every distraction fades at night, and all that's left is your name echoing louder and louder. They never wanted to admit they loved you first. But they did. And they still do. Only now, it's not a secret, they're finally ready to accept it. Type Amen to get blessing 664. Their heart knows you're not just another chapter. You are the turning point in their story. Everything before you feels like a prelude, and everything after you feels like waiting. They're watching your life from afar, not with bitterness, but longing. Longing to be part of it again. Longing to matter to you the way you still matter to them. A friend of theirs joked about the one that got away, and they laughed. But inside, they knew it wasn't funny. It was the truth, and it stung deeper than anything else. Archangel Michael says, they're not just realizing they have feelings for you, they're realizing you are home. Type Amen to get blessing 489. Today, they imagined what it would feel like to hug you again. Just once. They imagined your arms, your breath, your warmth, and it broke them to know they might never have that again unless they act now. They're considering risking it all, every wall they built, every excuse they held on to. Because you mean more than their fear. You mean more than their past. They are shaking. Not from fear, but from the truth they've carried too long. Their soul knows what the heart has been screaming. They have been writing a letter. Not just words, but everything they were too scared to say in person. Every emotion they buried has made its way onto paper. Type Amen to get blessing 211. They don't know if you'll forgive them. They don't know if you feel the same. But for the first time in a long time, they don't care about the outcome, they care about the truth. And the truth is, they love you. Fiercely. Silently. Always. They want to show up at your door, not with flowers or grand gestures, but with their heart in their hands. Real. Beating. Open. Archangel Michael says, the vibration you feel today in your soul is not random. It's this person calling to you, not with words, but with love. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They've been guided toward you in ways they can't explain. Every road, every lesson, every broken moment led them to this realization: it's always been you. And now they're ready to make it right. They feel like they're running out of time. That every day not spent with you is a day lost. And that urgency is making them bold. They're not the same person who hurt you, confused you, or pushed you away. They've grown. They've healed. And they want to meet you again, not where you were, but where you both are now. They believe you still carry a piece of them. And they want to come claim it, not out of selfishness, but because they never should have let it go. Type Amen to get blessing 822. This is not just a phase for them. It's not infatuation. It's not confusion. This is clarity. This is certainty. This is love, stripped of ego. They remember your voice. Your little habits. The way you said their name like it had magic in it. And they crave it again. Their hands tremble every time they think of texting you. But they don't want to be impulsive. They want to be intentional. Archangel Michael says, this isn't a coincidence. This is divine alignment. And today is the beginning of their awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 1001. They may not say it yet. But their eyes will tell the story when you see them again. Their touch will carry the weight of everything unsaid. They feel like you're the only one who ever truly saw them. And now, they want to see you, really see you, like they should have all along. This isn't just about the past anymore. This is about building a future. A future that still has room for forgiveness, connection, and hope. They're not waiting for a perfect moment. They're creating it. Right now, in their mind, in their heart, with you in it. Type Amen to get blessing 676. They are going through every old message, reading between the lines now, searching for clues they might have missed. Things you said in passing now feel sacred, layered with hidden emotions they were too blind to see. Each word from you is echoing with new meaning inside their heart. Today, when they looked at themselves in the mirror, they saw the reflection of someone who lost something rare. Not just a partner, not just a connection, but a soul they were meant to walk beside. Their eyes revealed what their mouth couldn't say: they still ache for you. They saw someone who reminds them of you, and it triggered a rush of feelings. The familiar tilt of a smile, a gesture, even the tone of voice, everything felt like the universe was teasing them with what they lost. And they nearly broke down in a public space. They're feeling regret in its rawest form, not because they lost control, but because they stayed silent when their heart was screaming. And now, their silence has become a prison. Type Amen to get blessing 1247. They're telling themselves, maybe it's not too late. Maybe if they just show up in the right way, say the right words, your heart will feel it too. They've started believing in second chances because their soul is begging for one. You may not know this, but they've cried over you. Not once. Not twice. But many times when no one was watching, when they were alone in their room, clutching onto memories. They tried replacing you with distractions, new faces, shallow smiles, but nothing filled the space you left. You weren't just a person to them. You were a world. A presence. A light that still glows in the corner of their heart. Archangel Michael says, this person has entered a spiritual shift because of you. They are shedding old patterns, rewriting their understanding of love, and stepping into awareness, because loving you has become their awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They've spoken to someone about you today. Not just in passing, but deeply, with trembling words and eyes that struggled to hold back emotion. They shared how you made them feel like they mattered, like they could become more than they ever believed. The listener told them what they already feared: if they wait any longer, they'll lose you completely. And that fear is haunting them now, pushing them toward courage. Toward a truth that can no longer be buried. They are rehearsing what they'll say when they see you again. They want to apologize, not just for the past, but for not recognizing the divine gift you were in their life. They want to express what they've never said out loud. Every heartbeat they feel today is echoing with your name. That rhythm is no longer just theirs, it carries your essence. Type Amen to get blessing 809. They miss your presence in places they never thought would feel empty. Grocery aisles. Car rides. Sunday mornings. Even the silence of the night is different now, lonelier, colder. You brought a kind of warmth they took for granted until it was gone. And now, that warmth is the one thing they crave more than anything. They never knew how much they needed you, until the absence grew louder than your presence ever did. Their days feel longer, their nights feel unfinished, and their heart feels like it's pacing in circles. They're not living fully, they're existing half alive, with only one part of them moving forward. The other part is stuck in the last moment they felt close to you. Archangel Michael says, this is no ordinary moment. A divine timing has arrived for your souls to either meet again, or close the unfinished chapter. But they are praying it's the first. Type Amen to get blessing 177. They're afraid. Afraid you've moved on. Afraid you've hardened your heart. But there's still a flicker of hope in them, a sacred flame that whispers, maybe they still care. Maybe they're waiting too. They remember your voice during hard times. How it calmed them, anchored them. You didn't just love them, you lifted them when they couldn't lift themselves. That kind of love doesn't disappear. Today, they sat at the place you once laughed together. The chair was empty. But their heart imagined you there, smiling again, forgiving them. Wanting the same peace. And they realized, even if the whole world applauds them, it's your approval they truly seek. Your understanding. Your love. Your return. Type Amen to get blessing 900. They want to speak now, not just because they miss you, but because they're ready to be who you always believed they could be. They're stepping into a version of themselves that was born from your belief in them. You believed in them when they didn't believe in themselves. You loved them when they were most unlovable. And now, they want to repay that gift, not with words, but with action. They're getting signs. Repeating numbers. Dreams. Sudden memories. It's not imagination, it's divine alignment. Their spirit guides are waking them up to your presence again. Archangel Michael says, your soul has been stronger than you know. Your patience, your love, your silence, it has spoken louder than any words. And now, the universe is responding. Type Amen to get blessing 1222. They're choosing you in a way they never have before, fully, without hesitation. Even if there's pain. Even if there's fear. They know the risk is worth it because losing you would be the biggest regret of their life. They are planning their next move. The message. The appearance. The confession. It's no longer about playing games, it's about speaking truth. They want you to know, even if you don't feel the same anymore, that their heart belongs to you. And they will carry that truth with honor, even if from a distance. They pray for your happiness, even if it doesn't include them. But deep inside, they wish for one more chance to show you that they can be the reason for your smile again. Type Amen to get blessing 2345. You gave them a love that didn't demand, it offered. A love that didn't chase, it stood present. And now, they understand the difference between attachment and soul connection. They thought they could walk away and heal. But what they didn't realize is that you weren't the wound. You were the healing. You came into their life like a sunrise, slowly, then all at once. And now, every sunset without you feels incomplete. Archangel Michael says, the energies surrounding you both are heavy with transformation. The old cycles are ending. Something sacred is about to begin. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. They don't know if you still think of them. But they think of you every day. In little moments. In sudden pauses. In the ache behind every smile. This person is changing. Evolving. Growing into someone worthy of the kind of love you gave freely. And they want you to witness that growth. They know now that love is not about possession. It's about presence. And their greatest hope is to be present in your life again, not to control, but to cherish. Every cell in their body remembers you. Every heartbeat still whispers your name. And that isn't something they can ignore anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 1555. They keep going back to the last real conversation you both had, wishing they could rewind time and respond with the heart instead of fear. Their soul has matured in the silence, and that silence has turned into longing, and the longing into truth. And that truth is simple, they never stopped loving you. They realize now that love isn't a performance, it's a presence. You were present in ways they didn't understand until you were gone. And now, that emptiness follows them everywhere, reminding them of the warmth you carried into every room. They thought they were strong enough to forget you. But forgetting you is like trying to erase sunlight with a curtain. Even in their darkest hours, your light still finds a way in. They are feeling broken, not because of what you did, but because of what they didn't do when they had the chance. Now, they're picking up the emotional pieces and praying they can rebuild what they destroyed. Type Amen to get blessing 1999. Today, they looked up at the sky and whispered your name without realizing it. A gust of wind passed through them like a reply, and they felt your energy. That's how deeply you live in their spirit. They're no longer afraid of vulnerability. They want to expose every part of themselves now, every wound, every fear, every hope, if it means you'll understand the depth of their love. They are ready to be seen. They want to hold your hand again, not just as a gesture, but as a promise. A promise that this time, they'll do it right. That this time, they won't run from love. Archangel Michael says, this person is walking through the fire of emotional realization. And when they emerge, they will come to you carrying not excuses, but transformation. Type Amen to get blessing 3666. They've stopped pretending they're okay. Their smile no longer hides the pain. They've come face to face with the truth, they are in love with someone they might have already lost. This isn't about obsession. It's about peace. And they know now that peace only exists when your heart is in alignment, and their heart aligns with you. They're replaying every word you said, realizing how you poured out love in ways they ignored. And now, those words are echoing louder than ever before. They want to rebuild everything with you, not from where it fell apart, but from the roots of something new. Stronger. Wiser. Real. Type Amen to get blessing 3111. They've been looking for signs, and they're finding them everywhere. A song that reminds them of you. A place you both once went to. Even strangers repeating words you once said. The universe is screaming your name. They saw a couple holding hands today and instantly imagined you beside them instead. Their heart aches with that image, because they don't want to imagine, they want it to be real. This person knows they weren't ready before. But readiness is no longer the question. Courage is. And they are finally choosing it. Archangel Michael says, this emotional alignment is not accidental. The pull you feel today is mutual. They are also feeling you as intensely as you are feeling them. Type Amen to get blessing 3777. They imagine the moment they'll finally see you again. No words. Just eyes meeting. And they hope that in that moment, you'll know everything they can't say. They want to love you with the gentleness they withheld. With the protection they failed to offer. With the loyalty they once questioned within themselves. They have rewritten their idea of love because of you. Love isn't possession. Love isn't proving. Love is simply being present, and they are ready to be fully present for you. They are choosing to stop running. From themselves. From you. From this love. Because running has only led them to emptier places. Type Amen to get blessing 3993. They are terrified. But what they fear more than rejection is never knowing what could have been. So they are choosing to leap, towards the unknown, toward you. Their body misses you. Not just your presence, but your energy. The frequency of your laughter. The depth of your silence. The sacred way you understood them. You are the only one who ever truly made them feel seen without judgment. And that kind of rare connection cannot be found again, it can only be honored. Archangel Michael says, you are about to receive a message from this person, directly or indirectly. It may not say, I love you, but every word will be soaked in that truth. Type Amen to get blessing 4112. They are praying for a sign that you're still open to love. Still open to them. And deep down, they feel your spirit hasn't closed the door completely. You gave them something no one else ever did, safety in vulnerability. Now, they want to give that same safety back to you. Fully. Without fear. They aren't rushing this. They are honoring it. Letting their heart soften. Letting the wounds bleed into wisdom. They have discovered that the opposite of fear is not courage, it's love. And they are choosing love now, fully, finally, completely. Type Amen to get blessing 4222. Your name is still the most sacred word they speak when they're alone. Your memory is the only thing that brings them comfort in chaos. You are not just a part of their past, you are the pulse of their present. They never imagined feeling this much for anyone. They never thought their soul would ache for another soul like this. But here they are, exposed and ready. They no longer want to imagine life without you. They want to fight for it. Even if it takes time. Even if it takes 1,000 small steps. Archangel Michael says, your heart will know when it's time. And when it is, love will return, not as a shadow, but as the brightest light. Type Amen to get blessing 4990.